So we offer 4 different AP Science courses. We offer AP Physics and AP Environmental Science. Those are offered to students who are sophomores all the way through senior year. And then AP Biology is offered for junior and senior students. And AP Chemistry can be taken by juniors, but they have to have already completed chemistry.
I think that everyone kind of just overthinks why AP is so hard, but I think that some concerns myself that I had taking an AP science course was feeling too much pressure, like wanting to be prepared for the test, like if I would be prepared enough to take it. And with the pace that we're currently going in class and the amount of help you get from teachers, I think it's a lot easier to understand topics and feel prepared for when I will be taking the test and when it comes up.
The biggest challenge going into the course was the workload. I was really worried about how I was going to be able to hold up to it, especially compared to previous classes I've taken. And just like I said, I've never taken a AP Science course before. But so far, I've had really little to no issues with it. The due dates are very generous and flexible, and teachers they give you heads up a week or two in advance, so it's not nothing's ever just sprang up on you. And there's calendars posted so you can look ahead and plan everything out. I'm a huge planner, so I've just been able to plan out my weeks at a time, and I've been able to make it all work because I'm a student athlete year round, and I'm involved in multiple clubs here at school. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to handle all this, but like I said, I've been fine.
Do I have any concerns about taking my AP Science course? Yeah, I knew the class would be pretty hard and a lot of work, but I knew it'd be worth it in the end, and it would help me get ahead in college and stuff. So definitely worth it.
However, there were concerns going into AP Bio or just AP classes in general. There's a stigma that you have to be smart. You don't have to be smart. It really just matters. It just depends on the amount of work you're willing to do. The thing that sets apart AP Bio or AP classes from other classes is the amount of work. It's a lot. But there are so many tools you can use and so many ways you can overcome that.
Taking AP Chemistry and AP Bio has been the hardest thing I've done for my 4 years here. And they are the first 2 AP classes I've ever taken. Does that mean I can't handle them? Of course not. The teachers for these classes have been nothing but amazing and supportive throughout these past 2 months. Using my resources available to me has been the number one key to not fall behind. Because Ms. Otry and Ms. Baxter provide many opportunities for me and all students to retake and remediate summative and formative assignments. Talking about formative work, I've never been overwhelmed with it because, again, you're allowed to retake and redo the mistakes. And that helps you learn from your mistakes, which makes these science classes a lot less stressful for my senior year.
Some of my best teachers have been my AP teachers because they understand that we still have a life, but they also expect us to stay on top of the work.
They understand that it's a college class, so it's not just a regular class. You're expected to do more, and they know that. So they're not going to push you to do something that they don't think that you can do.
So I remember my freshman year, during freshman orientation, we went to this classroom, and there was a student speaker who's taken AP courses all 4 years of high school. And I remember he just kept saying 3 to 6 hours of homework each day. That's not true.
No, not
it's
at all.
really not. Even if you're taking 3 AP classes,
as long as you keep up with your work, you're never going to pile up to be 3 to 6 hours. No teacher would ever do that, especially an AP teacher.
Yeah.
Because they understand.
For example, the teachers, they offer tutoring all the time. We meet before school, after school, advisories, study halls, Zooms. There were days where we had off and we had labs due, and our teachers offered to Zoom with us on our days off. Another thing is managing your workload. A lot of the students carry calendars and day-to-day agendas, and then as you go and do your assignments, you can just cross them off, and it's a really great way to see when things are due and to keep track of what you need to do for that night. Some challenges I have faced is I'm not particularly good at math, but then with the help of my teachers, I've been able to overcome that challenge in AP Sciences or Honors Sciences. So a lot of people say, oh, sciences, you gotta be good at math. It's something you learn as you go, and it can be overcome very easily.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Baxter, and I teach AP Biology. Some things that I wish more students knew was that AP Science courses aren't just for honors kids, they aren't just for kids who get straight A's. An AP Science course can be for anyone who's ready for an academic challenge and who's willing to work hard and who's interested in science courses. So some things I think students should consider is what they might want to study when they're in college. If you want to go into a medical field, you really should definitely take either AP Biology or AP Chemistry so that you're ready for the workload and the courses that you will see in college.
Hi guys, my name is Alyssa, and I just want to talk about the reason why I took an AP Science course. I am currently in Miss Baxter's AP Bio class. The reason why I took the class was because it looks very good on college applications. Colleges do look for it, even though they say only 2 or 3 years are required for science. They do look if you take extra, especially if you want to go into medical or something, which is something I want to do.
Everyone, my name is Avery Kittle, and I am currently enrolled in AP Bio as a senior. So far I love it. It's one of my favorite classes. I look forward to it. It's a great class. And I knew I wanted to take AP Bio as a freshman because at the time I knew I wanted to major in biology in college. I was interested in medicine and healthcare, and I knew I wanted to do something in the medical field. So since then I have changed. I no longer want to major in bio. I'm going to major in kinesiology, and although biology is not my main focus, a lot of what I will be doing has to do with biology, and that's why I stuck with it.
I think throughout all of my AP classes that I've taken, every teacher has been very helpful when it comes to needing extra help or just clarification on assignments. This year in AP Bio, Miss Baxter has been really helpful. She's provided me with extra help when I need it and just clarification on things, because I personally am a very mathematical person, so kind of understanding working with numbers, so understanding how the processes in biology work is kind of difficult to me, and applying it to real life scenarios is a little bit difficult. But with the help of retaking tests and quizzes and retaking assignments and just getting overall more help has been really helpful. So that's a good thing to have, and something that you don't really see in a lot of other classes.
Like science, so AP Biology this year has definitely been my favorite course, because if you like it, it's going to make it better, obviously.
And all the people around you like it, so it's just fun.
So next year, when I'm in college taking my biology classes, it's going to feel easier for me because I've already seen it now. So then when I see it next year, it's just relearning what I'm already learning now.
So if you are interested in any of the STEM careers, such as engineering or anything in the medical fields, nursing, becoming a doctor, PT, any of those things, you will be taking a general chemistry course in college. So taking AP Chem can help in a couple of ways. One, it could be that you complete it and take your AP exam, and then you get credit for that course. Or two, depending on the school you go to, maybe they won't take an AP score, but now you've had a year of college chemistry behind you, you're going to be that much better at it when you're taking it your freshman or sophomore year in college. Also, the bonus of taking AP Chemistry is you get a year of my charming personality.
Personally, I want to have a job in chemical engineering when I'm older, and I know that taking an AP Chemistry class will just help me in that, and it'll be sweet, it'll look good, and it'll help me prepare for that.
Okay. The reason that I'm taking an AP Science course at West is because I love chemistry and I really want to become a chemical engineer. Any advice that I would have for any incoming people taking, whether it's their first AP class or just they're thinking about taking AP Chem, it's awesome, but it's the hardest class I've ever had to take, and it's a lot of work, and you'll be able to get through it for sure because Miss Otri is phenomenal and she's one of the best teachers I've ever had in my entire life. And she gives so many resources and she does so much for her students that although yes, it is hard, with the right mindset and the right work ethic, you can totally get through it and you'll be okay. And either way, it's a great experience. Whether you take a test or not, you'll be a step ahead than any other people in your classes in college if you have to take it again or whatever. It's completely worth it, and yeah.
The last thing I'll say is the science program that is provided by Joliet West is one of the, if not the best in the area for high school level. Miss Otri being our AP Chemistry teacher and Miss Baxter being our AP Bio teacher, it's the best combo since butter and toast. Working in the same room makes a connection between the classes just make it feel much more comfortable. Miss Baxter and Miss Otri work together to make the curriculum connect and teaches just like how a college class would. And that's why I strongly recommend taking these AP classes.
AP Environmental, I really enjoy personally just because I love environmental sciences. It's not as hard as AP Physics, but like again, you need to stay on top of your work in order to be successful. I feel like the content was always really interesting and Miss Bloom always ran fun labs and stuff for us. But you get to go on a field trip, which is really cool.
AP Physics is going to take up some of your time outside of class. There's a lot of lab writing that happens in the course. There's a lot of practice that's necessary for the different types of problem solving that you would expect to see on assessments. So AP Physics is a time commitment, and so you need to be ready for that. Okay. So students that are typically successful with AP Physics are relatively strong students in honors geometry as freshmen, or they're juniors or seniors who've moved a little further along in math. They've completed advanced algebra or they're in pre-calc or something like that. Those students tend to do a little bit better in AP Physics, and also students that can manage their time pretty well. That can write a lab report, not procrastinate to the last minute. Those students tend to fare the best in AP Physics.
Hi, my name's Olivia, and I took both AP Physics and AP Environmental last year as a sophomore. AP Physics is definitely a challenging class, like where you need to work hard for your grade and like stay on top of your work in order to be successful. But overall, I thought it was a really good experience and it was good exposure for the future, especially like seeing how college classes actually would be. But Mr. Connard always ran like fun demonstrations and cool labs that kept the class interesting, although like I said before, like the class was difficult, but it kept it fun.
It was challenging. It was a lot, some extra work sometimes, I will admit, but it was definitely worth it because it's gonna save me so much money for college, and also I'm going to be able to start, I'm going into nursing, and I'm going to be able to start like actual nursing classes before I normally would, just because I'm going to be able to get out of so many general education classes that I would have had to take if I didn't get a good score on the AP test in high school. So I would say definitely, if you're considering it, I definitely recommend it because it will get you out of those classes in college. So it gives you that next step.